Just a quick heads up, this episode contains some frank discussion about alcoholism and sexual assault. Also, it's just a pretty dirty episode overall, so enjoy with caution.
My head hurts.
Write it down.
I've got work.
Write it down.
My car died.
Write it down.
I've got no drive.
The car is a metaphor for motivation. So it's kind of.
Fine, I guess. Journal me fine, I guess.
Journal me fine, I guess. Molly, Justin,
Yeah.
it's a big episode today.
It's a big ep today.
Huge one.
It's
Because
actually...
I just did the worm perfectly.
You did the
True.
perfect word. Justin was cheering on. I noticed some new eyelashes on Justin or some shit. It's a popping ep, folks.
Jay is wearing a button-down shirt, and it's Sunday morning. Okay,
Just Sunday
This
best.
What time did you
he's
wake
got his
up for
Sunday
this?
best.
7 a.m., baby. Bright
And what
early.
time are we recording?
11 a.m., so it doesn't make any sense, actually.
Well,
Hey.
different time zone.
I don't believe in those,
Different
actually.
time zone.
Okay, well, that's a you thing, right?
I
That's
guess,
it.
technically.
Right.
I used to wear this shirt every Sunday in rehab, and people would say, "Why are you wearing that?" And I said, "It's my Sunday best."
No way. Every
Yeah.
Sunday you'd wear that?
Yeah, I mean, I was only there for a few Sundays, so
Mm.
No, we know.
We know.
You
We know
know.
how
You
few
know.
it was.
Well, we
We've
know how
got
few.
our very first guest on Journal Me Fine, the show
Woo!
podcast.
Who is it?
He's a comedian, a Reddit and TikTok viral sensation co-host of
No way.
Am I the Asshole podcast. And honestly, my brother, Danny Vega. Welcome to the show, my man.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor, and thank you so much for having me. There's a lot of joy in the air on this pod, and I think that's really a special thing that you've cultivated.
Thank
Andy,
you.
my brother.
Thank you, man. Well, I couldn't have done it without you, and I can't think of anyone else. It was
Andy.
mostly you.
And Squarespace also.
Thank you,
to
Squarespace.
our sponsor, Squarespace.
AndyVega.net on Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Justin?
Danny, my brother, great to see you.
Justin, it's a pleasure to see you. Molly, it's a pleasure to see you. I
Thank
think there's a lot of
you.
pleasure and joy
So
in the
much
air.
pleasure.
Because journaling, and let me say, by the way, good on you guys for promoting the practice of journaling.
Thank
I'm
you.
journaling maniacally 3, 5, 7,000 words a day,
What?
writing
Wow.
down all my emotions. I'm going through a lot right now.
Yeah,
What the-
Tell
you-
us a little bit, actually. Give us a briefing. State of the Union.
Well, State of the Union, I left a 5-year relationship, and
Snaps
then
for
I got
that.
into, and thank you for the snaps, and then I got into a 90-day rebound, and she dumped me.
Snaps for that.
And do you know the second act, Lowest Low? That was where I was sucking the protagonist's dick during their
Oh, wow.
second act, Lowest. That's how low my low
Right.
was. Not that there's anything wrong with sucking dick, but it was uncomfortable how I was
Sure.
doing it, is what I mean
Right.
to say.
You needed a
My
pillow
knees were
under your
sort of-
knees.
There was no pillow.
Right,
It was,
you
I was
needed
on
one.
like
Sitting on
gravel.
rice,
Mm-mm.
Yes. So sitting on rice?
grains of dry rice.
Yes, horrible. I was in Japan actually, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I'm very sad about that. And then I'm like learning to be single now, which is a challenge
Mhm.
because there used to always be someone near me, and now there's no one and there's nothing, as you guys know, because of coronavirus.
You should get a fleshlight.
Have you thought about that?
Thank you. I'm actually trying to get a human fleshlight.
No, you should-
using Tinder.
Don't do
Oh.
Oh, we didn't like that. We didn't.
I
Like
liked it. I
Um,
was
I
more
put on-
concerned about you trying to follow up with another woman than I was about you calling a woman a human fleshlight. That was my resistance.
I think
that
that's
was Danny,
valid.
slow down. Just take time for you and then get a human
I'm-
fleshlight.
I put on the apps hookups and short-term dating.
Do
only,
you write
which
human
They love
fleshlight
that.
in the bio?
I think that's fair.
It is.
You got to
I
be
think
up
it's a little bit of
front.
a turn off to say human fleshlight.
It's a little,
you know?
little bit
probably-
too
Well,
much.
It's
there's
a
an
little
audience for
aggressive.
everything.
It's true.
So when
That's a
when
good
did the
point.
journaling come into it? Have you been journaling throughout all these experiences? Is it new for you?
Well, I wanted to find among the oldest journals I could, and I journal in. Have you guys heard of Apple? I use the Apple
Hmm,
computer software
The
right.
Macintosh?
and
The Macintosh.
Macintosh.
Yes,
Yes,
Steve
heard.
Jobs.
and
Yeah.
the oldest shit I
Tim
have
Cook.
in here is from 2015, but I can
Ooh.
remember actually, and I actually should have dug even harder. I have a document. Oh, this is so cringy. It's from 2006, I believe. So I would have been 16 there. And it's called like the name. Oh God, I've never said this out loud. I think it's called. Oh, it's called an objective attempt at self-analysis. And it
It's
was
your
this Word doc I
dissertation.
kept.
No.
It's my dissertation.
That's so funny. I feel like
Ugh.
I already know who you were at that age.
I was so unhappy.
And now?
You're in the right place.
I'm actually a lot better now. I'm practicing self-love, which I think journaling is kind of
Mhm.
feeds into, and I'm reading a book called The Art of Living. It's like very Buddhist, and I'm learning about impermanence. I'm really into impermanence now.
Mhm.
You guys fuck with
I
that?
fuck with that
Yeah.
hard.
It's so great, right? It's just
Yeah.
like, look, it's here, maybe it's not here, but it's not
Yes.
gonna be here long, dog.
And there's also
Finite,
in
baby.
Buddhism, there's like non-attachment to the outcome
Yes.
also, which is I forget what the Sanskrit word is, like viragwa or something. Something. I don't know.
The
Sorry
weirdest
if
thing
that was
about this book,
stupid.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not
it's- I
apologizing
like all-
to you, Danny.
No,
I
no.
forgive you.
Well, thank you, but the weirdest thing. So this guy is like a famous monk or whatever, and he's like killing it, and like his voice is great or whatever. The person reading the book is great, and you're kind of in this meditative state. And so then they use this phrase inter-R. We inter-R, as in everything is the same thing. There's no separation between you and other things.
Virgin state.
So I'm like listening to this, and I'm like, yeah, Buddhism and self-love, and I'm like vibing, and he's like, I once heard a story of a woman, an 11-year-old on a ship, and pirates came and raped her. And I am the pirate. And I was like, okay, what just happened here?
No,
I was like
you
kind of
lost us.
vibing.
You lost us quick.
What happened?
Why did he go
had
there?
You, and he tried to sort of bring you with him.
Why did he have to go to
Called
the worst
manipulation.
example?
the
Not
hell?
necessary.
Like, could this have been done with maybe a robbery? I mean, come on, man.
Seriously.
So he's saying like we are all one, and so like he is one of the rapists too, and like that's okay. Basically, that was the
Yeah,
point.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
And he's
technically, with
he's
that
like-
logic, the little girl was one of the rapists too. So
exactly,
and
yeah.
the
So,
pirates
well, then he
were
zooms
being
out.
raped, which is beautiful.
Yeah, you're right.
We're all
That
just
is
raping
kinda
each other in this
beautiful. We're
big
all just
world of
raping-
sin.
That actually leads
Well, he-
me into my journal entry
Of
for today,
course.
guys.
There we go. I'm sorry. I didn't know how much banter was at the top.
We love
so
the
I just let
banter,
go.
Danny.
I let
No,
go.
let it go. This
Let
was
it
great.
go.
And we'll delve deeper into your journal entries after we do one of mine. It's Journal Me Fine, I guess, the podcast. I guess we
Yes.
should. Well, we read journal entries, we talk about them, then we do improv afterwards. We change the format of the show, so now we do the entries up top, improv at the end.
That's true.
Thanks. Yeah, that's all I wanted. I got two quick entries for today that were similar thematically. Let's see if you guys can identify the little theme that's going
I'm
through.
excited.
This first one is from December 19th, 2015. It just says, "Girl texted me asking if I was doing the improv show tonight, and I said, heck yeah. She then proceeded to neither reply nor go to the show." And then the second one is from March 5th, 2020, and it's a little script. "Danny, is it cool if I miss your cage match tonight? Me, yeah, man, 10:30 is a late show anyway. Danny, oh, it's not because of the time. It's because I don't want the coronavirus."
That's
March
fair.
5th. And that's fair.
Wow.
Danny, you were onto COVID before anyone else.
It's true. I remember
Thank you,
this.
yes.
He's always ahead of the
I was
curve.
sent home from work.
Trendsetter.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I think that show ended up getting canceled because everything was shut down that weekend.
I reported it to authorities.
Oh,
Of
really?
course.
Oh, that's mean.
Checks out.
It could have been a good show.
Danny got it canceled.
Had to do it.
A regular Dr. Fauci for the people.
For the people.
Your first entry was sad,
Thank you.
which I liked because she reached out to you
Mhm.
And she said, "When is the show?" You gave her the information, and then she ghosted. Is that my understanding? There?
Yes.
Who was
So
it?
she said,
Brutal.
"Are you in the show?" It's worse.
in
She had
it?
to be in the
It's
show.
worse.
So it was
Yes.
almost
She
like,
found
oh,
out
you're gonna
yes.
you're gonna be in
Oh,
it. All right.
in that
now
case.
No, I'm not coming.
Yeah, that's cold-blooded, man.
What
Yeah.
year was that?
I know. 2015. So this is in high school.
2015.
Junior year.
Junior
High
year
school.
at Improv Mania, doing
Yeah,
some good old
a little
short form
Zona.
comedy.
Great theater. Great folks.
Oh, great short form.
Great
Mhm.
short form.
And then the second one was Danny, my brother, telling me he couldn't go to the
Right.
show because of the coronavirus and being in a theater with a bunch of people and not wanting to get that and also not supporting me.
Do you remember the first
Andy.
cage match we did when we lost by 1 and it was the show that Danny left early?
That's
So he
right.
couldn't
And he
vote.
couldn't vote.
I had a good reason. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think you were going on a date.
And I think you checked it with, you asked us both.
You
I
did.
had clearance.
You had
You had
clearance.
But
You
we
were
did
going
lose
on
by
a
one
date?
vote.
How did
We
it work
did.
out?
We broke up. Remember the beginning? Mollie?
Right,
You're
right,
trying to make me
right,
cry?
right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't worth it
Yeah.
then.
wasn't worth
But the
it. You're
boys,
right, it
they would
wasn't
have
worth
had
it.
that under their belt, but now
Mhm.
they don't. So
Well, they would have tied. And also, let me point out, you fucking weak-willed worms
That's
were
right.
forced to go second because you didn't confront the UCB admin who just were like, "Oh, whatever," and you didn't say shit.
That's true.
So don't get on my
We
ass.
won
You
the
were
video
also-
like contest where they
Right.
you used to you could make a promo video, and if you got the most likes, you got to choose
Right.
where you went. And we definitely did that. We worked way too hard on that rather than our actual
We-
performance. And then we were afraid to
won.
say anything.
And you were slighted and you did nothing. But oh, it's all Danny's fault. It's Danny. It's Danny's fault.
It can be both. It can be
It's,
both.
not mutually
Both
exclusive.
can and do exist, Danny. That's another Buddhist philosophy.
true.
Let's
We
hold
inter-are.
everything.
We are the pirates.
I imagine that's all we're going to be able to get out of those two shit
Well, hang
short
on, I have a
entries.
couple things.
All right.
First of which is that your air quotes just like very quickly depleted into you just like grabbing the air with your hands, which is
Sure.
more of a visual thing, but I found it significant. And the other thing is a Freudian action, the comparison of Danny and a lady and sort of feeling neglected, rejected.
Interesting.
And so I want to delve deeper into that. Are you sexually attracted to your brother? Do you look
No.
for your brother in the women or the men that you are with? Are you just trying to get sort of approval from everyone? Like, what's your deal, Andy?
The
Who
short
are
answer
you?
is no, and I don't want to be on the podcast anymore.
That's fair.
I like this line of inquiry. I don't understand. Where are you getting that Andy's attracted to me in this? It feels like you're reaching for something.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to
Are
make
you
things
into that?
interesting.
Like, is that, yeah, you wanted that to be. a
What's your
thing.
deal, Mollie?
No, I don't have a deal. I'm just saying that Andy said there was a common theme, and I'm acknowledging that
Oh, I
theme
see. You're kind of
was
getting a connection
two
there, yeah.
people who Andy cared
Rejected
about.
Andy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Sure.
getting on
Thank you,
board.
Danny.
Okay.
So yeah, well, so it was the Oedipal. So Oedipus
Well,
killed his father to fuck
his mom.
mother.
So Oedipus isn't relevant here. I think it's more of a Freud thing.
What wasn't Freud? I thought Freud
Freud's
did Oedipal
thing was
complex, right?
everybody
Freud
loves.
did edible. Yeah, Freud's thing was just
Freud
sex
did-
everywhere.
I
That's
just
so
everyone
wanted
wants
people
to-
to go to my shitty improv shows.
Right.
I
so that
think
they could.
maybe the link
kiss you,
is that
Andy.
I was going on a date to fuck that girl. So weird.
Right.
What a crazy coincidence.
Yeah. How could we not
Christ.
have acknowledged that Danny was going to date the
wild.
girl who rejected you?
It was actually,
Wow.
yeah, it
It's
was.
like, you
the
can't make
entry
that
was
stuff
about
up.
both of your exes in
It's
2015,
poetic
actually.
justice.
Well, I'm excited to hear Danny's entry.
Nice, Joseph.
This is from September 4th, 2016 in Seattle. Feel free to ask questions as we go. It's sort of written in a stream of consciousness.
In
During
Seattle, you
Moana?
said?
I was in Seattle at this time.
Is
yeah.
this when you were touring?
It is not. I was there for my friend's bachelor party,
Oh,
which is a
Mm.
pre-wedding event.
right. I've heard of that.
Woke up at the
Got it.
Airbnb. Alex was watching a David Cross HBO special. We then went to Espresso Vivace for more cafe nice. Just had a funny dog interaction. Owner left the dog with a grocery bag, and at the top was a sandwich. The dog puts his head in the bag and pulls out the sandwich. I said out loud, "Sir, excuse you, sir." So I motion to the dog to put the sandwich back in the bag. He does. I go back in the store, but unbeknownst to him, I still have him in eye shot. It's like earshot, but using your eyes. He goes for the sandwich again. I get back on his level. I crouch low and do the I see you gesture, pointing to your eyes. He barks. He knows he's busted. He does not eat the sandwich.
Holy shit, dude.
After we got dim sum and ate a psycho amount for $46. Then Brandon and I got a massage. My woman was great. She got in there. Awkward thing with the tip. She seemed to think it wasn't enough. It was $19 on $71. I think that's reasonable.
Funny.
Yeah.
Then we went
My
on the cruise. My woman. Then we went on the cruise. The tiny seeds bit came back, just basically saying tiny seeds a lot. Lots of pleasure crafts, said the tour guide. Nick likes when I say a word wrong and someone calls it out. I emphasize it and even spell it out like it's a real word. Does that make sense to you guys?
Give us
how
an
that goes?
example.
Yeah.
So it'd be like if you said, "Oh, I don't like dogs. I like carps." And you're like, "You mean cats?" "No, I mean carps. CARPES. Car or whatever." It's not a great example. We're on the
landed.
cruise. The Space Needle was thought to be the look of the buildings of the future. There's a building with a pyramid on top. It's called the Trajuli Gardens or something. I just don't know why I'm writing this down.
You're on a bachelor party journaling.
I know. What am I? I don't understand.
Supposed to be having fun at the pre-wedding event.
Thumb, chum, pointer, sockeye, middle finger, largest, king salmon, ring, silver como, pinky, pinks, to remember the Seattle salmon.
What the fuck?
It's like you can use each of your
Yeah,
fingers
yeah.
to remember the 5 types of salmon
Right, it's
in
important.
Seattle.
Oh my.
Then we got off and they sold pictures. Remember, they took our pic before the cruise. I don't know who I'm telling to remember. Anyway, us, yeah, I knew.
You gotta
I just took-
remember.
gotta remember. I just took a picture with my phone because I ain't paying for that. LOL. You know how they do the little event photos and there's like $400 for one photo of your phone?
Yeah.
You just take a picture of the picture. We touched a gooey duck in Seattle. We ate it. It cost $100 to buy a gooey duck. You guys know what a gooey duck is, right?
No.
They're horrible, like, I guess crustacean creatures that literally look like penises. They're like, I don't know, I guess they're like fish-like creatures, but they look like penises coming out of shells.
Ew.
Interesting.
Ugh. When you first said
The
that,
oys-
I thought you just like touched a duck in the water that like had an oil spill on it. So it was like
No, this is far more
And then
horrifying.
you ate
It's
it.
much worse.
The oysters were delicious. Why does everyone say you have a huge urethra? I said that to Alex and Nick said to write it down. We Ubered home. The Uber driver said that couch surfing was a good way to get apartments for free. He seemed Mormon. He was very nice and outdoorsy.
Mm.
As soon as we got home, I had half a cupcake. They're so goddamn good. Took a nice nap. My GF and I talked about how she wants to diet via text. We went to the Space Needle and ate there. The restaurant was called Sky City. We ordered all starters. It was a great deal. The sun blinding you at a rotating restaurant. That happened at points. So the restaurant like rotated and
yeah.
then sometimes
That's
the sun is in
cool.
your... Okay, this part requires some explanation. So this is the fucking, what's it called? The Space Needle.
Mhm.
You guys with
The
me?
ride. Sorry,
No.
clearly I'm not with you.
The Space Needle is an iconic building in
Oh
Seattle.
yeah.
Yeah. So in
It's
the
probably a ride, too.
restaurants around there's a ride.
In
There's
Vegas,
a ride
there's
somewhere around there.
ride.
Yeah, there is a ride. So around the restaurant though, the whole thing rotates, right?
Mhm.
So if you put a note, you can put it on this edge, right? And because the restaurant is rotating and the edge is not, you can pass notes to anyone. So people leave
That's
notes.
pretty
Okay?
fun.
Cool.
Cute.
Alex and Brandon kept writing silly notes and passing them on the edge. This means that other tables can see them. The only notes we ran into were crayon notes. Not that interesting because they were written by dumb kids.
True.
Then we got a Uber home. We almost went to get massages, but that was universally decided as a bad idea. Now we're all laying bed. We're tired. There was a long stretch of us just standing outside of McDonald's trying to figure out what to do. I did the classic running away bit. This is a bit
Classic.
where
I like this bit.
I literally just run away, and it's like, where'd Danny go? And then I just come back.
It's a classic.
Okay.
Great bit.
I went on Backpage for a long time. I feel bad about that. Do you guys know what Backpage is?
No.
It's like where you would hire a prostitute or like an erotic masseuse. All these massages were innocent, by the way, but Backpage is not
gonna
innocent.
say.
Okay.
It's not the first
Before-
time we've talked about Danny's massage practice on this podcast, but we'll get back to
Oh,
that.
wow. Before going to bed, I sent my girlfriend an email. I love her. Bloop. I wrote bloop. I don't know what that
Hmm.
means.
Is that a
Okay.
nickname for her?
I hope
No.
not.
No, it's
Okay.
just bloop and then a period. Bloop all caps. Bloop. I guess that's what I love her. Bloop.
You're a robot.
Today, okay, this is the most embarrassing thing. Today, I have searched bald SSBBW a few times. Do you guys know what that means? I think you guys know. I'll just define it for the listeners. An SSBBW is a supersized, big, beautiful woman. It's a porn term. It means kind of like a morbidly obese woman.
And
Oh my
bald.
God, dude.
Bald. Not
What?
sure why I find this notion erotic. I was unable to see the pictures though because I put restrictions on my phone so that I can't use Reddit or Facebook or anything on there. Not sure why I'm doing this to myself. Oh yeah, it's to get me to focus on what's important.
Oh.
Which is not bald women.
Bald SSBWs,
Oh my God,
BBWs, yeah.
That's
it's not.
Oh my
interesting.
gosh. This began with just had a funny dog interaction and we
Yeah.
ended on bald SSBW.
Yeah.
Did you write this like over the course of the day? Like you kept returning to the same note?
That's what I'm thinking I did. It doesn't,
'Cause
I
you
don't feel
wouldn't,
like I
like-
would recall it. Yeah.
Like in these details.
Like the salmon thing,
fun.
there's no way I would
Yeah.
remember that
No.
shit.
This
So
is
I
like
must have
just
kept
like
adding
how
to it.
Andy journals. It's like
It's a
very
bit
similar.
scary. Yeah. Just like
Super
bullet
like stream
pointing.
of consciousness, like random things.
Put it all out
Hmm.
there. Do you think this is similar to how you write entries today? Or
Not at all. Now
Yeah.
I letter them and I write them in like one burst and then the next one gets a new letter. So it'll be like the date A, the date B.
jeez.
Interesting.
This is a
Interesting.
good one. I mean, I went through a bunch because
This
a
is
lot of
great.
them are just like, you don't want to know. It's like, oh, we fought today and I'm so hurt and I'm sad. There's like no
Yeah.
details. It's just like sadness and
Those are fun
emotions.
sometimes, but this was really
This
a
was good.
whirlwind. This
There's
gave us a lot to work with.
A lot to unpack. I really like
There's-
just up top. I really like that the dog just fully listened to you. He was a
Listen.
very
Yeah.
good boy.
Because you
He's
said,
such a good
sir, you
boy.
addressed him with
Sir.
respect.
He respected that.
He was like a human, you know? Like I
Yeah,
really
he-
like just had this interaction with him and like he felt shame and was like, all right,
Yeah.
this is wrong. I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
What kind of dog was he?
I would say like a golden retriever-ish
Mm.
kind of creature. You know,
That-
he's a
yeah,
good looking
I was picturing
boy.
a
Maybe-
golden lab, so that's kind of close.
Yeah,
Just
like,
like
a
a
maybe like
regal, loyal sort of
A sir
bitch.
Oh,
a sir
and a bitch.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Well, he listened to you, right? When you told him what
Yes,
to do.
he was.
So-
He was my
Bitch.
little biatch. My little biatch.
Your masseuse was your woman.
Woman, though.
Yeah.
My
I never
woman
okay.
was great. She really got in
My
there. That
woman.
was the line.
I'm feeling sexist, but yeah, I didn't mean it like I own her. It was just she was somebody else had a different masseuse, and so that was their woman, so
Sure.
to speak. And
Don't worry.
Yeah.
There was a
and
different
let me
point
say this.
in the entry where you
You
try
guys-
to hire a prostitute. So
Okay, I thought about hiring. I did not try anything. I
Yeah.
thought about it. I
It-
looked at my options.
It sounds
I did
about our
nothing.
Thanksgiving in 2018, where you
Oh,
took us
God.
to a hand job parlor of sorts.
I didn't know. I didn't know. And let me say this before you guys attack me, you fucking Gen Z pieces of shit, little snowflakes. I get massages from men. I'll get a massage from anyone.
yeah,
Okay,
men can
so
give
don't
hand
think it's a.
jobs. They
Yeah,
probably
man.
can
What's
give them
that?
better than women.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I swear to God, I'd never gotten a hand job from one of these massages. I was tempted the one time when I went with my brother and accidentally took them to a sting operation by the NYPD, but I didn't do it.
Andy was on the floor during that stage.
I was on the floor on paper towels. She
my God,
answered the
that's-
phone twice and
That's almost
continued to
worse.
touch me with her other hand.
It's almost worse having the paper towels and just nothing. Like at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
Like they're like pretending
Like,
like they
why?
made it nice
Yeah.
for you.
No.
I absolutely bet that you did get the hand job though. Until now, Danny. Like when Andy first told us
She
this, I
didn't
was like,
believe.
no, Danny absolutely got a hand job.
I do have a dirty mind. I would never deny that, but I'm actually very boring. I think I'm learning. I mean, I'm still kind of discovering my single self, but I'm like, I think I'm kind of I'm like monogamous really by nature.
I'll say something
Um,
controversial.
Sure.
Were I to be dating someone who got a happy ending, I don't think I would be mad that it was cheating. I think I would find it funny.
But
I
like,
get that.
if they sought it out, or if it was a sting
It'd be
operation
a little
situation.
weird if I'm dating someone who needed to seek out a hand job from a stranger. I think we'd have bigger fish to
Nobody's-
fry, right?
Nobody's seeking out a hand job.
Yeah, I think if the person's getting a
don't
massage
know.
and they know they're going to like a sketchy massage place with their friend, like it's fine. If you're gonna get a hand job, like okay, I hope that was good to you.
I did have it cleared at one point with my girlfriend that it was legal, but I hadn't checked recently. It was like, 2 years ago I had asked her if that would be legal.
So you
and
hadn't
she had said
renewed
yes.
it.
But the truth is that, and I don't mean to flex here, but I actually can't climax from a hand job or a blowjob by another person.
Huge flex.
So I kind of fantasize that due to the mysteries of Chinese massage, that they can be the ones. They're very good, They're very good at what they do, and they really get into the shoulders. I got a lot of tension.
They
You
know what they're
couldn't come
doing.
from someone blowing you.
Never. Okay, literally once, but it was like violently, for lack of a better word, face. It wasn't.
Oh,
It didn't feel
God.
good for anyone. It was horrible.
Oh,
It was
God.
horrible.
She
It wasn't
bit your
like-
dick off, so that was blood. That wasn't semen.
She didn't bite. I just I probably gave her a concussion. You get it.
Jesus,
I don't think
man.
anyone
Okay,
got it.
so you
It was
fucked her
horrible.
face.
It was-
Jesus.
Yeah, hard, and it didn't feel
Don't
good for
ask
me
him
either.
that.
Well,
She
I
was
just
like, "That was a
wanna
lot."
clarify.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't even like that." She's like, "I didn't like it." I was like, "We'll never do that again." And then we did it.
I like the part where you had to remember the salmons with the silly little memory game.
Yeah,
Big
that
Brother.
was fun. Can you do it again? Which one is which?
Chum. I think chum is shitty salmon. Pointer sockeye. Middle finger, largest king salmon.
Wait,
Ring.
pointer sockeye. Explain the correlation. How is
Thumb
that?
chum.
Thumb and chum rhyme.
Right.
Thumb and chum rhyme. Pointer sockeye. I guess
Like-
it's like a little sockeye.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. I don't
Oh,
see any
sock.
connection.
It's a
Guy.
little. Yeah, it looks like a sock guy,
Nope.
but
Oh,
so do the
sock
rest
guy.
of your fingers.
Right.
Okay, the middle
Yeah.
one makes sense
It's
though.
big.
Yeah.
Middle finger is the largest finger. It's huge.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what fish is that?
Ring, silver, right? Because rings are silver.
Sure.
Middle finger is the king salmon. Largest
King. Right. Okay.
Mm.
Ring is silver.
hmm
Pinky is pinks.
That makes sense.
Pretty good.
That's
So
pretty
it's
good.
Pretty good.
Just
They did
the-
a pretty good job.
Just the pointer finger one doesn't sit well.
It's a bit of a
with me.
stretch.
That one's a reach.
But you had the rest,
Sockeye.
so they all come together and it comes back to you.
Come together. Now we
Mhm.
all remember the Seattle salmon.
Yes.
Yay.
It's so
Yay.
important. That sounds like a really fun bachelor party.
It was great, and actually, I guess this didn't make the journal, but my friend's fiance at the time ordered cupcakes for us, and
It did make the entry. You had half of one. They were really good.
okay, these cupcakes, they looked like tits because she has fake tits, so we always make jokes about her. She has big fake boobs. These were the best cupcakes I've ever had in my entire life. I ate well over half of the box. They were
Um,
so good.
What year did you say this was?
2015.
This was 2016.
16.
Justin's
we-
checking something.
Did you stop drinking at this time?
Yeah, I've been sober since 2014. This is a sober person wrote this. Isn't that sad?
That's
But it also kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Right.
because all you
yeah.
have is journaling. All you have is releasing
Yeah.
these thoughts.
I get
Weird
drunk on my
porns.
notebook.
Weird porn.
trying
Yeah.
anything to feel something.
Right.
Do you normally email your girlfriend when you could have just texted her?
Yes, I am an emailer. I will email because it's I don't let myself have what's it called, iMessage on my devices because it's so distracting.
Yeah.
But then I'll send friends little emails and little notes.
That's
So you
sweet.
emailed her good night. Bloop.
I did, yeah.
Bloop.
We emailed a lot early
night,
in the
bloop.
relationship. when things were good.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
Guys, turn it around, turn it
what
around. We
else, what
prepared for
else?
this.
Ouchie.
Pull something out. He's fragile.
Segment alert. It's bad bucket list time.
Woo!
Heyo.
It's Bad Bucket List. A new segment called Bad Bucket List.
Danny, this is where we put together bad bucket list ideas we have. So things that, we ideally will do before we die, but aren't necessarily that exciting.
No, they're very exciting, but they're not good or legal
I
or
have
Or
moral.
cool or legal.
I have one now. It's not criminal though. It's kind of boring
It's
compared to all
fine.
the other horrible shit I just admitted.
You want to start us off?
Sure, for a long time I thought I want to eat at every 24-hour diner in
Mm.
Manhattan.
I remember that.
Ooh.
You
And,
hit a good chunk of them.
I think I've done maybe half or so. And let me tell you this, Good Stuff Diner, which I believe is still alive, someone was murdered there in 2010 and now it's
Mhm.
my favorite diner.
Wow.
It was fun.
Wow.
Do you think?
Unrelated to the murder?
Yeah.
No, very
No, related to the murder. That's the
Oh,
best part.
okay.
You
Yeah.
go there, you show everyone the article. Look, somebody died here.
While they're
What time
eating.
were they murdered there? What time of day?
I believe it was around 11 p.m. in the men's
early.
bathroom. It is a little early for a murd. And then
For a
the
murd.
owner, though, is continuous. And I actually have brought it up to him. And
And?
his reaction was very nonplussed.
I remember that.
He was like, yeah, I was here and, they died. So the cops came.
Classic.
And you're just
New
like,
York.
okay, yeah, all right. That was the day you saw
Was
a
it a
murder.
gun or was it like a
Knife.
knife? Yeah.
Oh,
Please
The
don't.
gun would have been too loud and messy.
Would have
Yeah,
been.
yeah.
And was there
Knife.
like a did they have beef or someone just felt like stabbing? Was it one of the knives from the restaurant? And is
That's
it
such
still
a
in use?
personal murder. There had to be beef.
I think it was an outside of the restaurant knife. That was
Okay.
actually the crime they were charged with because you're not supposed to bring
supposed to bring it
silverware,
in.
food
Right.
into the restaurant,
Right.
and they knew they could land that charge. The DA did.
Yeah.
I got the impression, I don't know, I'm not a scholar of this crime,
Mm.
Molly, but I
It's-
do believe that it wasn't spontaneous. They killed someone they were with, but I don't know. Don't fucking at me, people.
Where was the diner?
The diner is on 14th and 7th.
And any
Okay.
copycats since or
I'm trying to.
I
I'm
want
looking for
to.
someone who's ready to die, and I'll take them out at Remedy Diner, which is on
very good.
Houston. So that'll be good.
Okay.
Fun.
Bad Bucket List.
I'd like to spend the night in Greenwich Village.
Where?
You
So
have
achievable.
like on the street.
So doable.
Have you stayed in a
Uh,
hotel
You've
in the
stayed in
village
my
before?
house before.
Oh,
I
I live
I don't know,
on
maybe
Greenwich.
maybe I'll meet somebody.
What's bad about this?
what do you
Stay
mean
the
meet
night.
somebody?
I don't meet somebody.
Like so, like
Stay
a
the
So
one
you're
night
you're trying to
stand
hook up. Yeah. What? Yeah.
in the village.
Yeah. It's somebody's apartment in the village.
And that's
I
it.
think it's a
Wake
little
up.
unambitious. I don't think
It's
this
so
is bad.
yeah, this is just like it shouldn't even
It's
be on your
ambitious
bucket
for
list.
me.
It should just be
Right.
like
It's
let's
It's
do it.
ambitious for me.
To be fair,
Right
Justin
now
is in
it is.
Arizona.
Yeah,
so it
you're-
is hard.
you're- Just
Okay.
getting to New York is on your bucket list again. So
Yeah, so it's easy to
And
step
sex
over a
is
low
on your bucket
bar.
list again. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. That's always on there.
Bad Bucket List.
You know how it's like kind of okay if you're grocery shopping, you're like super thirsty, you can open the water bottle that you got and then pay for
Yes,
it later.
yeah.
Or like even if you get a bag of chips, you can like open them.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of want to know how far you can push the line. So like if I made guac at the grocery store, opened up a tub of salsa and like shopped and like
That's
had my
really
little
funny.
would that be
using
fine?
a bowl that you
Because I'll
found
pay
there.
for all of it. I'll bring my own cutting board.
Right.
Even better, I'll buy a cutting board there and a
This
knife
would make
prepare
a
it.
fire ass TikTok. I think you got to do this.
It's a good
Oh,
TikTok.
100%.
Because it's legal, right? Like I'll buy it,
I
Or-
wonder
I
at what
guess.
point they would approach you.
right?
For
Yeah.
real.
I don't know, guys.
But
but
it's a cool social experiment.
these are things to consider.
It's
All
good.
of my
and then
bad bucket list ideas are just social faux pas.
that's
Hmm.
fair.
I love that.
You know, I have an idea that I've wanted to do, which is asking white women in Whole Foods, like what time they close, like questions that imply that they're the manager. I think you could do that in your video. You're just like making guac and then being like, "Excuse me, where's the onions? I don't fucking work here."
I need cilantro. Is there lime juice?
Your cutting board's on the
Unsweetened.
ground.
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
I'm gonna pay for it.
Obviously, I'm gonna pay for it.
Christ.
Plastic foil.
I'm gonna pay. You just look to a random lady. I'm gonna pay for it.
Look at him. He's drinking his
Oh,
Gatorade. He
fair.
just bought it. He didn't even buy it yet, obviously. It's the same thing.
People
Just get
walking by, I'm like,
hammered.
don't look at me.
Bad bucket list.
My bad bucket list bullet point is that I would like to watch a movie or a TV show that makes me cry. I feel like that's never actually happened to me.
Jesus Christ, Andy. What the fuck, dude? You know, Andy recently told me he's never been in love either. I'm like fucked up. This kid has no emotions.
Oh, poor
What
guy.
you gonna
You've never
do?
cried from a single thing,
What
dude?
you gonna do? What you
Bro.
gonna do?
Andy, have you seen Midnight Gospel?
Yeah, I did not cry at that.
What?
I
seen-
really liked it though.
The Fox and the Hound, High School Musical 3, When They See Us.
No,
In that
I haven't
order.
seen-
Pixar's Up.
Mm,
I don't know if I cried at that.
come
Good job
on.
sounding pretentious about a Pixar movie.
Yes.
Pixar's up.
Pixar's
Oop.
Up.
I actually remember the first time I cried in a movie theater was regarding Andy. I believe Andy was like 4 at the time, so he didn't really matter.
Sorry,
And
mattered.
it was Rugrats 2, and the premise of Rugrats 2
Hmm.
is that the little brother gets lost. And I was
shot.
like,
Oh.
I have a little brother.
Aw.
Bawled my eyes
Aw.
out.
That's
That's
so
nice.
cute.
Did Andy bully you for crying?
No, he
He was
was like a
4.
little worm
I was
boy.
4. I was 4, so I wasn't capable of bullying and other evils.
I don't know, man. I've met some pretty brutal 4-year-olds.
The terrible fours. Haven't you
The
heard?
terrible.
Ju-
Is
Justin,
that what they
remember?
call them?
Justin, remember when you used to be heckled by children when we did
Oh my
improv shows
fucking
for
God.
kids during the summers?
Dude, okay, we did this one show, and this was the worst one by far. There's this kid, little kid, sitting in the front row. He's probably in like first or second grade, and like I did something, and like he leaned over to his friend, and it wasn't even like, "Oh, you suck" or "This guy stinks." He just leaned over to his friend, and he was like, I don't really care for that guy. I don't find him funny." I was like, Jesus.
So much more
So-
earnest.
And we could all just hear
Yeah.
him. Yeah, he was like an articulate kid.
It was
He
articulate.
was like, I like this performer because he's sort of active. Him, Justin, I don't particularly like his style of comedy or personality.
He's not doing a good job.
During the Party Quirks game, where he pretends to be Justin Bieber, I didn't buy it. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to do some improv. Bye.
Jessica,
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you, are you going to prom with anyone?
No, actually.
Cool. Dope. Well, I'll see you in math class then.
Oh,
Hey, Jessica.
yeah. Hey, Derek.
I just want to ask if you were, if you wanted to go to prom with me.
Well, Dominic actually just asked if I was going with anybody,
Oh,
so I'm not sure if he was gonna ask me. But I could keep you on the back burner.
yeah. Put me on the back burner. I'm on plenty of those already.
Hey, Jessica.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, yeah, you ever go to Seattle?
No, I've never
There's
been to
a thing I
Seattle.
learned in Seattle. If you use your fingers, you can identify the 5 types of Seattle salmon: thumb, chum, fingers, singer, and middle finger Wednesday salmon or whatever. Thursday good boy, and Friday big.
Oh my god, that's so cool. How
Are you
long?
going to prom?
How long have you been a janitor here?
Oh, 32 years. I was in Seattle
Wow.
to bury my mother.
Oh no.
Cut to 30 years later. The two of them are sitting on the couch with their children. So that's how Dad won you over with the salmon hand thing?
That's right. Thumb is chum, finger is sockeye, middle finger is king salmon, ring is silver, and pinky is pinks.
And a lot of people say, "Oh, is it wrong? Is it wrong?" No, because it was the 50s, so we were allowed to do anything.
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And so, Mom, you were 14 at the time?
I was actually 16,
16.
And I
And
was 44.
and he was
Right.
44.
you were 44, but you had been a janitor for 32 years at that point?
I started working when I was 12. It wasn't like
Really?
you now, you're a little influencer, but we
Yeah.
had real jobs. My father worked at the docks when he was 6 years old. He lifted tremendous crates.
And honey, do you remember in Queen's Gambit how she goes into the basement and learns
Mhm.
chess? Well,
Yes.
your
Mhm.
daddy,
Yes.
your father used to teach kids how to do tech deck tricks in the basement of our high school.
Whoa. That's like
I
not
did.
similar
I
at
met
all.
some of my first girlfriends in my tech deck club.
Your first girlfriends were the students when you were the janitor?
They were, and then I saw your mother, and I thought she has to be mine.
So wait, what ended up happening? Mom, did you go to prom with Dominic or Alex or what?
Cut to prom.
Okay, kids, get ready. We got an awesome song coming up, and I'm so happy to be your DJ today. And I'm actually very grateful because I didn't have a lot going on in my life, and now I'm a DJ.
Mr. DJ, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, one sec, everyone. Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm freaking out. I said yes to 2 boys in prom, and now I have to entertain both of them because I came here with 2 boys.
You know what you got to do, right? You
What?
go up to both of them and you say, "You're my boy." You proclaim your possession of these boys, and they will respect you more for that.
Oh my god.
And at the end of the night, you take them both into your car and you lock the door and then you get out of the car. Do you understand?
And how will I get home?
And then you give me the keys
Okay.
to the car and then I take the car. I give you my laptop, which has Fruity Loops Studios. You become a DJ. And then I sort of take over your life.
And then, so then then I'm a DJ?
Exactly, kid. You're pretty smart for a dumbass.
The camera zooms out. The end of the trailer plays. It follows too. The DJ curse.
In honor of my vasectomy.
Congrats, man.
Thank
Huge day.
you. Thank you. I thought, why not celebrate the event? I made us some spaghetti with no meatballs.
Still
Nice,
got a
man.
sense of humor.
You still got
Funny.
that dad humor, even though you will never be a father.
Yeah.
It's awesome, man.
So
You can
wait, they
take-
cut your balls off?
They clipped
Yeah,
my balls
Greg.
off.
I didn't know how vasectomy worked. I just told my wife that should be on you because women handle that usually, the birth stuff.
Mm.
Well, it's a two-way street, Greg. You could
Okay.
do a little snipperoo, and then that'll sort of help
Yeah,
make
yeah.
things simpler.
This guy's got no balls over here, am I right?
Exactly. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, so, thank you.
Well, you know that, Justin, right? Because you made this and honestly, funniest dinner I've ever had.
Yeah.
Dinner is-
meatballless spaghetti. I
Dude,
mean,
Yeah, I'm just
Dinner
trying
is not funny very often, but you
trying
managed to put
yeah.
silliness into the spaghetti without balls because you don't have balls. You don't have balls. You
don't
cut
have
them off,
balls anymore.
and you can't.
Yeah,
It's
and
probably
you know,
hard to reverse.
obviously I did it for her.
Right? Who?
Right?
For who?
I did it for Jessica.
Right. I forgot her name.
And, well, we've
you-
only been dating for 3 months,
3
so
months, yeah.
I forgive you.
I like how all the noodles are short. I that's a little attention
Yeah.
to detail because you got a short noodle.
Oh, that's funny.
You got a
Yeah.
tiny noodle and no balls.
Your
This guy.
penis. Your penis is small.
Tiny
Unfortunately,
noodle.
you guys know that my penis
you-
is really
Yeah.
small.
Have you
It's
found that you
genetic.
have less courage and bravery now that you're ballless?
Yes, I have a
I can
lot
definitely
less
read that in
courage.
I
your
see that
energy.
because the taste is very weak in general. It's
Mm.
very bland.
And that's
not
actually
good.
because I didn't use any butter. I just used
Sort of like your
water and no
personality is boring.
Well,
This is
Not
so
necessarily.
representative.
This is a really
Beautifully
funny,
thought out.
beautiful
there's
meal.
actually a lot of positives to having a really tiny wiener.
Okay, like what? Long
When I'm-
pause.
Well, a lot of different pants are comfortable.
That's pretty
Mhm.
good, actually, because I really am very uncomfortable.
Well,
No.
as we know, your hog is very big.
Yeah,
so-
well, I don't like to say that. I'm not one of those guys who goes around bragging, And what is 14 inches really in the scope of what big is?
Oh,
an
don't be
elephant is big.
Don't be modest,
A
Jimmy.
jet aircraft is big. Stop it, Susan.
Jimmy,
what
don't
is
be modest.
big?
You have to buy
Good,
jeans
Jimmy.
a size
Jimmy
bigger
Graham.
just for your hog.
It's true. It's true. Well,
Every woman on the block wants that hog in
I-
them.
I use a penis pump now, actually, to sort of freeze,
Really?
vacuum it into a smaller size.
Well, my
so-
grandpa actually got a Purple Heart, and his penis
I'm
was
sorry?
2 inches big.
Because he died, right?
Purple Hot.
Because he lost at war.
Because he
Isn't that what
did
that's
bad
for?
at the
Unrelated.
war.
Are you
I like
making
the
a
war
joke
people
about?
who don't lose.
Is the purple thing? Is this about the coloring? Because
No,
I'm a little
it's
hurt, actually.
Completely unrelated. It's
Okay. No, it's fine. I'm not.
I want to see Jimmy Gregg's dinner that sort of matches the style of Justin's.
Salami
yeah.
everywhere.
Huge, massive
Kielbasa.
Corn
salami.
dogs.
bratwurst.
Bratwurst,
Subway
yes.
6-foot party sub. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
One hell of a shindig. Held in a
Cucumbers,
submarine.
bananas.
How about that?
How about it?
That's great. Justin, are you still sort of just living outside too?
In the doghouse?
unfortunately, yeah. As you
Keeps you on
guys
that
know,
leash,
I lost my apartment.
Right.
Now, I
So-
think it's interesting that you live outside, but you haven't found a sort of a tent or even an area. You just sort of wander. Is that correct?
You haven't really
Well, he's got
tried.
the leash.
Your leash.
Unfortunately, I
God.
haven't been able to find a tent or sort of box.
But you got the electric fence, so that's sort of like you have a territory that you stay within. So you could think of that as like your walls, where other people have walls to their
Mhm.
house. You have an electric fence.
A little backyard. Jessica really
You're a
neutered you
dog.
like a dog. Yeah.
Hey guys, are you talking to these people, Justin? Did I say that was
Oh.
possible? Did I say that was
Uh,
okay?
Jessica, sweetheart,
Jessica.
I
it's
don't-
not what you think.
Hi,
I wasn't.
it's so good to see you,
Hey, Jessica.
Susan. Why don't you
Sorry-
step away a little bit?
Sure.
Just back off a little. You're a little close to Justin. Yeah.
I'm lesbian, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter,
nobody
Susan.
asked
Doesn't
about
matter
your
with her.
journey, sweetheart, but that's cute. I think that's great. You look like you would be a lesbian, so.
Thank
Susan.
you. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, well, you should.
I'm not attracted to your small dicked boyfriend.
Oh.
No offense, Justin.
Oh, okay.
Offense
well, at
taken.
least his
That was
eyes
pretty
both
rude.
look in the same direction, so.
Is that a dig at me having cross eyes?
It
you
is,
know that
yes.
Guys,
is actually
why don't
really
we-
sensitive.
Why don't we
Oh.
just have some of my noodles and
We did, sweetheart.
Yeah,
We
Jessica.
love them.
Show it. Speak for yourself. What's it like to have a boyfriend with a teeny tiny noodle dick and
Okay,
no
you
balls?
know what? If that's how this is gonna be, I happen to know that you've been single and your house smells like cat feces, and I'm
Mhm.
ready to call Animal Protective Services. So is that sort of
'Cause
where
my
you want
house
today to go?
Smells like feces.
Yeah, your house smells like cat poop. Do I need to put that? Do I need to put that in simpler English for you? Wikipedia simple English? Is that what you need?
I just don't know why that would need to be reported to animal services.
That your house is a cesspool of disgusting animal feces because you have 11
Well,
cats.
now- Okay, so now you're editorializing, right? Because it smells like feces because they go to the bathroom. I do clean up their feces.
We'll let the government decide maybe if that's
All right,
okay.
Jessica.
Okay, you
Hey,
can't
Justin.
see
Your
straight,
time on
so
that.
maybe.
Yeah.
Justin, are you okay?
yeah. Do you want
Alright.
to see how I masturbate?
No, that's not allowed. No, don't
you're
show
hol-
them.
Oh,
Don't-
my
you're
God.
okay.
It looks
Just
like you're
between your
holding-
forefinger and your thumb.
like you're holding
You
a
just sort of-
bean, like a black bean.
or like
Between
a
the chum and the sockeye.
guitar pick.
I'm satisfied, so you don't need to feel inadequate, Justin.
Why-
I
Of
love
Of course,
your
you're
hog.
satisfied.
You're
Jessica.
petting him. You're
Bar
petting his
so
head.
low.
He's a good,
Thank you,
good
Jessica.
man.
Hmm.
Ew.
Hmm. I'm purring.
Jessica, I didn't realize you were going to be here at this clipping party. I thought it was like just for the bros.
I try and, just engage and be around, especially when there's threats near my mans.
Who's the threat?
I
I want
think
nothing
you
to do
know,
with your man's
Susan.
genitalia.
I think,
Even if I liked dicks, he has probably the least appealing dick I've ever heard of.
I don't
so
really
you can
appreciate
calm
you.
down.
And I think it's actually time that you start walking toward the exit and go to your
I
fucking cat
can't.
swamp.
Susan,
I
let's
can't
go.
walk
Wait.
towards the exit because
Susan,
my eyes
will
are
you-
crossed. So I'll walk into a
Oh,
wall.
here, let
I
me
need help.
guide you.
I'll help.
Why do I
Oh,
guide
God.
you?
No, I don't trust you, Jessica.
Justin, I'm gonna untie your
What
leash,
is
all
this
right, buddy?
friend's name, Justin?
I'm untying
What's
your
this
leash.
one's
I'm not
name?
ready.
No.
Run, Justin. You
Susan.
gotta
It's
run,
Susan.
Justin.
No, I know your name. I'm talking about this other guy with the mustache.
That's Dylan.
Dylan.
I'm Dylan.
Dylan, why don't you come here? Okay, let me here.
Here,
Here, feel
Justin,
this needle.
you
Just
gotta
feel
get
it.
out of here.
Just close your eyes. Okay.
Okay.
You've just been chipped. You've just been chipped.
Oh,
Okay.
what the?
Okay. Susan,
not
don't
that
make
bad.
me chip you. Okay.
It's not that bad,
You
Dylan.
would have zero
Welcome.
way of chipping me. I'm not a
Okay.
Welcome.
bitch like these
Okay.
guys.
Welcome to the club.
Rough? Oh, what
my
the?
God.
Okay,
Dylan, you're
Susan, it's
becoming
time
an
you
adult.
go. My family is
Absol-
growing. My sweet, sweet family. It's outside. I keep the men outside. What the fuck?
It was so apropos of our real personalities. Like
Yeah.
Justin and Andy would be chipped and have their balls chopped off, and I would be the angry lesbian fighting with their girlfriends.
Thank you for defending us.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, man.
Doggies. Nobody messes with my dogs. You guys stay on my leash.
Oh, man.
That was the funniest beat, though, Andy. When we established he lived outside, I laughed. I haven't laughed that hard in months, honestly.
Right, because you're very sad right now.
I'm very, very
That's
sad.
sad. Yeah. Well, that's Justin wanting to spend a night in Greenwich Village.
Right
Just
outside.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Dream come true.
I'll take what I could get.
That's what we call full circle. A callback.
I picture it where like he doesn't even lay on the ground. It's just like he keeps wandering, then like leaning on walls, and it's like just pick an area. No, he lives outside very generally.
There's plenty of
Yeah.
space for you to
And
pick
to
a spot.
roam.
Journal me fine, I guess. Danny,
I
thank you
guess.
so much for being on the show, my brother.
What a pleasure! I had a blast. You guys are absolute gems.
was
Thanks
so
for indulging
fun.
me.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Danny.
Danny,
was so
thanks
fun.
for being here. It was so fun to have you.
Do you have
Absolute
anything to
blast.
plug? The podcast, the
Sure.
TikTok?
You
Your
can listen
ass.
to my podcast. You can check out my ass if you're the right kind of person. My podcast is on aitapod.com. We cover the subreddit Am I the Asshole? We discuss kind of like an advice column situation where people ask if they're the asshole or not, and it's a good. And I document my personal
fun
life,
one.
and I cry.
Yes.
And I haven't cried actually on air, but I'll build to that. I'm gonna get there.
Hope so.
Very excited. You can email us at journalmefine@gmail.com. Send us an
Send us
entry
your
or
journal
something. We'd love
entries.
to get an email from anyone. You can follow us at journalmefine on Instagram. Mostly, we like for you to subscribe, rate, review the podcast, listen to it. And thanks again, Danny. Guys, good show.
Good show.
guys.
My head hurts. Write it down. I've got work. Write it down. My car died. Write it down. I've got no drive.
The car is a metaphor for motivation. So it's kind of.
Fine, I guess. Journal me fine, I guess. Journal me fine, I guess. Journal me fine, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to Journal Me Fine.